guys. So today is me and Andre's anniversary, and as you know, he never ever records. So you know this has to be for me, right? So, so we're having Kennedy's recording us, and she's going to ask us both questions, and we're going to.
Her hair is in my periphery.
Sorry. Going to answer the questions if she can remember them.
Okay, the first question is, what have y'all learned from each other while being together?
You want to go first, honey?
Sure. I've learned to be more patient and
Takes a lot of
try
that.
not to blow up with frustration and anger, and I've learned how to be real big on family. And I've also, my number one thing though of all is I've learned to build a relationship with the Lord and just being a family man.
Probably the things that I've learned the most since we've been together is I had to relearn being more selfless because I had got to a point where I was more about me again and being considerate of more than just what I want, but what we both want, which can be hard sometimes, especially when you've been single for a long time. I've also learned that men do have feelings too. I went through a phase where I really felt like men didn't have feelings, and they do, which is surprising but real. And just learning how to timing, learning when it's a good time and not a good time to say something. Not that you don't say it, but maybe wait for a good time to have conversations so that they can be more productive. Sometimes, the timing is wrong, then it won't be a productive conversation. So those are some of the things I've learned.
So, what do you think that y'all's relationship is built on? What are the main keys that y'all's relationship is built on?
Trust, love, understanding, a lot of patience, willing to hear each other.
Lots of communication.
Yeah, don't come in with anger. You can't communicate when you're angry with each other or trying to, fuss or stuff like that. It doesn't work well. So
he has that down pat. I'm still working on it. My temper's a little worse than his.
Your temperament is what's key, and you also got to have it in your mindset, to be real, because there's a lot of unrealness out here.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I say a lot is that our friendship, Andre, to have somebody that knows everything about you and still love you is an amazing thing, and it's really it really is a first for me. When I tell him that, he doesn't believe me, but I just lay it all out on the table for him, and and it just is what it is, and I love that about him, and I hope that he feels that same way about me. We share everything with each other. We talk. It really flows really well, and it helps definitely to have God as a foundation, and for us to share the same beliefs. And if nothing else, we can go back to that. Even if we're angry, we can go back to what God says, and just doing what, and both of us desiring to do what God would have us to do. It always recenters us. So I would say that those things are definitely a big part.
So, since we talked about the positive, what's something that y'all struggle with that y'all are working on? Because not every couple is perfect.
That's true. I can definitely. You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
I struggle with my temper sometimes. Andre has a better whole. I think Andre's temper is worse than mine, but he's not as quick to anger as I am. And he probably would agree with that. I get mad quick. So I'm still working on that. For me, working on accountability and having to answer questions, it drives me crazy. Something simple as what you're doing, what are you doing, can make me just kind of flip out. And he's like, what is your problem? You know, because all I did was ask you what you're doing. And I'm like, don't try to control me, you know? So we're still kind of working on that for sure.
For me, I'll say our negative points are, I can't think of any negative points right now. I can't think of
Probably
it.
something I said I need to work on.
I mean, we talk when we need to talk. I think it's more the negativeness comes from outside our household mostly,
Yeah.
and
just knowing how
to
to
deal with it.
put that in a box, I guess, and basically be like, okay, we're not gonna let this thing, because sometimes things from the outside can cause
Friction.
Yeah, friction
in the household.
And we've had to really work with each other on that too, because we're both still independent in our thinking. We still have different ways that we look at stuff. So I might see something one way and Andre may not see it the same way, but I think that we do good understanding each other's point, if that makes sense. Not necessarily always agreeing with it, but then like, okay, I can see what you're saying. I see your point of view. But a lot of our stuff has been outside, stuff that we're having to deal with, and it can cause friction. But I think we do pretty good.
Yeah,
we do better this year than we did that first year.
We're not nowhere near perfect. I don't never claim to be perfect or nothing like that. We argue, but our arguments are quiet arguments. It's more face expressions than words. We don't argue like, I can imagine. I know as you recording this video, you are our daughter. You've probably never heard us argue. Well, I take that back. You might have heard us argue before, but not like that though.
Not like an all out.
Like throwing stuff, yelling.
She usually hears me.
Yeah, you don't hear me. You hear me. Yeah.
But just to kind of, and I just wanted to tired of if Andre want to say anything else. I don't, but I wanted to just tell you that, I love you so much, and I don't know if you know this, but I haven't felt so beautiful and desired and loved in so long, in a relationship. And you come in and, you said this before, and I don't know if you say it like it's just nothing. You're like, I don't come to hurt you. I come to do nothing but love you. And I believe you when you say that. And I am able to just be completely who I am, with you. And you still look at me and think I'm beautiful. And that's just something that's amazing and that I just love so much about you. And I appreciate that about you. I love you.
I love you. You're welcome, baby.
All right, you guys. It's the Abernathy anniversary. 2. Have a good day.